What did you do today?
What did I do today? Went to class.
Did you play with
Jesus Christ, like show yourself.
I went to class. I hanged out. I went to actually get food with some friends from afterwards.
Let's see if it's working. Fuck it.
After my third and final class, I went to go get some food with some old friends.
Dude, you explain stories like a fucking woman. Just tell me what you did. You went to school and went out with some friends. I mean, Jesus Christ, I literally don't care.
And
about
then
bitch.
I got when I first got to campus, I got a cold brew coffee from Dunkin' Donuts.
When he asks you how your day was, all he wants to hear is easy day, and that's it.
Easy day, bro. Fuck you too.
Hello and welcome back to the HUD Gaming. We're here with Heads Up episode number 23. I'm Mark Acevedo.
I'm Joel Torres, aka Joey with the Biz.
I'm Justin Torres, aka Dusty Justin.
It is September 12th. It is 8:07 p.m. And we got a lot of news for you. Besides waiting 4 hours for Borderlands 3, which we're all super hyped about.
Oh shit, yeah, I can't wait. I forgot to have that preloaded.
We've got some early TGS news and some details about the beta for Call of Duty.
Okay, and also Project Resistance.
That's what we're starting with. So yeah, Project Resistance is, if you've been paying attention to the air, there's been some teaser trailers for it, and some people were hoping that it was like another Resident Evil game, but it's not
like
a
a real
game.
like single player Resident Evil game.
Yeah.
Not what this is.
Not what it is. So we'll link the trailers down below, and they've now released a gameplay overview for it, but it's an asymmetrical multiplayer game, so it's a 4v1, kind of similar to how like Friday the 13th is and the new Predator game, but it's not like one person assumes the role of a killer. It's more so 4 people are working to like solve puzzles and make it out of stages while that one person like spawns
It's
different...
almost kind of like you can almost say it's like a D&D. Like there's like a dungeon master who's placing these traps, and they play because it would for what it showed in the trailer is it shows that you play as it's a 1 versus 4. The one is placing zombies, traps, and a whole bunch of things that seems that like throughout the map. And the goal is for you to solve the puzzles and kill the zombies, obviously, and get to him eventually.
But my question is...
But then he turns into Mr. X and fucks you up, so I don't know how that's going to really work out.
Have you ever played D&D?
No, I know.
Because that's not how... that's not how D&D
But I'm saying
works.
is there like one... But there's like one guy who like runs shit.
I don't think so. There's somebody that like...
There's like a dungeon master or
There's
something.
somebody who like comes up with the campaign, but
that's
then...
what I'm saying. They control the whole story. Whatever they say is what it is. They could be like, Mark got fucked in this village.
It's like they set up the scenario, and then each round, each person makes up what's going on.
Yeah, but then he's the final like judge. Like if it's like, oh, you ran into an ogre, you can say, all right, I'm gonna do 300 damage to this ogre. The fucking dungeon master, whatever the fuck that guy is.
You ever play D&D? Do you know anything about it?
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
I think
there's the main guy who creates the
just,
scenarios and tells the story. It's whatever
it's not
he
how
says
I've
goes.
played it, but then again, I don't like play it. I'm not a player of it.
So yeah, you could be like, I'm doing 300 damage, and then he could be like, oh yeah, that fucking troll 600 damage, and then he come back and fucking killed you in one hit with a fucking mallet. Get the fuck out of here, buddy. I run this dungeon.
I mean, I guess it's like that.
No, I think that is really how it is. If you play D&D, let me know in the comments how wrong I am.
All I know is Capcom doesn't define it as D&D, but they define it as a new kind of survival horror, and specifically they say it's...
Yeah, bad kind.
It's 4 players will assume the role of survivors who must cooperate to endure a deadly experiment. Each survivor comes equipped with his or her own special skills, and players will need to coordinate to solve puzzles and stay alive. The 5th player acts as the mastermind, tracking the team of survivors using security cameras and summoning zombies, lickers, and other creatures to prevent the players from escaping. The mastermind uses a deck of cards to set traps and manipulate the environment. And they show in the gameplay overview that like they have a cooldown. Mm-hmm. You can take over cameras. You can control the zombies.
It just clicks with me. This game is kind of like talking about horror movies. It's kind of like Jigsaw.
It's also kind of like Cabin in the Woods if you think about it.
Even more like Cabin in the Woods. But
yeah.
Yes.
But somebody being there, and then somebody
who's controlling the scenario. So that's kind of cool. Too bad. When we saw this trailer, I thought it looked really goofy. I thought it looked
cheap.
Free to play at times, and I was kind of disappointed as like the overall quality. It seemed worse looking than Resident Evil 2.
The HUD is very ugly.
Yeah,
literally.
For us being the HUD game, we were the experts on HUDs. The HUD was very
ugly.
It stood out to me.
Literally, at some points, if you guys play like games on your phone, you ever see like those little ads or whatever? It's like the 3D gameplay or whatever and all that stuff.
Yeah, but that's different. That's when you're playing as the master. But yeah, that did look very low quality. It literally looked
like a mobile.
It looks it did look very
I can't imagine playing that
like the
on a
menus
PlayStation.
And stuff like that looked like the Resident Evil 2 menus, and I would imagine it runs off the same engine. But besides that, it doesn't.
Maybe
look
it's
like
running at a lower
similarities.
frame rate or quality because like it has more mechanics going on. Since it's these 5 individual players.
5 people, yeah.
The engine wasn't really. I mean, the engine was built for Resident Evil, so it's probably not built for like a multiplayer type of.
Yeah, and don't also get the idea that it's just the mastermind is in a room controlling these things. Eventually, it did show that you do play as Mr. X.
I'm assuming when you get to them, they didn't. This was all shown like in a trailer.
Yeah, in a very quick cut like trailer. It's not like a full match or anything like that. But if you are attending TGS, which is this weekend,
if you're in Tokyo,
if you're in Tokyo, that sounds fun. But there's in TGS you'll be able to play this game mode. Like this whole game, you'll be able to play it hands-on at the show if you're a Japanese resident and if you registered prior to going to the show.
Okay.
So and if you are...
I'm only 0 out of those things required.
If you're at home and you want to play this, Capcom also announced there will be a closed beta coming in October that you can sign up for. The actual beta itself will be scheduled between October 4th and the 7th, and signups will be taking place from September 12th to the 19th. You can sign up on the official website, which is actually just projectresistance.com. You can just Google search it, and that's how you'll find it. And when you go through there, you have to sign up for the Capcom Ambassadors account before you sign up for this. But it's a closed account, and it's not necessarily everyone who signs up will get picked. And if a large enough players do sign up for it, then they said that they'll just do it randomly. And you'll get your confirmation email that you're in or out of the beta by the 30th. That's a tentative date, which obviously could change, but currently those are the details that they've given for it. We think you should watch the trailer. I do think the gameplay itself that they showed looked like the weakest part about it. I thought hearing it sounded kind of cool, and then seeing it...
I mean, the concept of it seemed cool, and also even watching the gameplay, but at first I was like, oh, it looks a little interesting, and then once you start seeing all 4 playable characters, like in a Resident Evil... It doesn't fit. Like, you see it, and it doesn't, like, look right.
It's weird seeing, like, regular kids are almost like university students. Like, there's a character wearing a Letterman jacket, and that kind of stuff doesn't look... It looks weird when it's like, okay, here's Mr. X, and they're in, like, facilities. It just seems strange. I know it's a multiplayer game, so they don't need, like, a story.
It didn't even seem really that dark. It seemed, like, more, like, lit and stuff, so...
Mark, literally what you were just saying about, like, how, like, when you heard the idea of it and then watched the gameplay, it was like kind of like iffy. Literally, when I was pulling it up and you were explaining to me and Joel, we literally were like, "Oh, that actually sounds kind of cool." And then we actually started watching the gameplay and we were just like, "Oh, never mind."
Yeah, because it does sound cool.
Yeah,
the idea sounds really cool.
In principle, it should be at least somewhat interesting. But just looking at that, I was totally underwhelmed.
You know what actually sounds like it would be way cooler is if there was still 4 players, but the map was like all 4 people were separate and they had to solve puzzles to get to each other, and then like they had to fight. But the way it just looked like it's on a map that's kind of like wave survival. I know it's not because they said survive puzzles.
It seems like to me it'd kind of be like a tower. You're probably just going up to like the top floor where Mr. X, the mastermind, is. Also, like, is that Mr. X? Mr. X?
I mean, it looks just like him. Not the Mr. X, but it's a tyrant.
Okay,
it's just a tyrant that they say.
Because he's a little bit different because he has red glowy eyes, and you're like, oh wow.
Yeah, he's a little bit different.
He's more scary now because he's controlled by a person.
But I don't know. I mean, if you're a fan of the series, another thing too that makes both of us hesitant about this is Resident Evil's multiplayer outings normally end up badly.
Yeah, there's only one that I've heard people, because this game came out, people are talking about the Resident Evil 2 multiplayer games, or Resident Evil multiplayer games. And there's one on the PlayStation 2 that people seem to have a fondness for. I don't remember that. Also, I don't really remember many PlayStation 2 online games.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's one from the PlayStation 2 era that is apparently good.
But besides that, like Umbrella Corps was terrible.
All the other ones are trash.
Yeah.
There's a first-person shooter I remember on PlayStation 3. That's kind of like an arcadey game, right? It wasn't full price.
I don't even remember it.
I think it was Umbrella Corps. Or something like that. It was when it was focusing, with those Umbrella agents, and it had like MP5s and stuff, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
This doesn't give me vibes of that. This just gives me this looks like a poor version of like State of Decay or something.
Yeah,
it looks
different.
weird.
It's different. It just
it's really just because this engine, I'm guessing it's running on the RE engine, which is like a beautiful engine, and this game just does not look like Resident Evil 2.
Which I do think the HUD like messes up for it.
Yeah, because it's just like a glaring thing that takes you out of like the immersion of the environment.
Yeah, but for sure. But
I mean, hopefully it does turn out good. It was a little disappointed when I first saw it, but
yeah, hopefully people enjoy it, and that's that. We're gonna slide right on over to our next section of the show for you.
And this next section of the show is Cards of Conversation with Joey, sponsored by Mountain Dew.
So Mountain Dew is sponsoring this episode.
Can I get him now?
Yeah, you get them now. Not actually, but so Mountain Dew...
They're not actually sponsoring this episode.
Yeah, they're not actually sponsoring this episode. If you want to sponsor this episode, you can on Patreon. But the Mountain Dew is basically like, I don't know, I feel like Mountain Dew's always been like synonymous with gaming, and all their commercials are like
the gamer fuel and
game
all that
fuel.
Stuff. I was really big around Halo 3. They had a Halo 3 specific Mountain Dew that I was a fucking Halo 3 fanatic that I would just like, me and my friends would buy 12 packs of, kill it in a day playing Halo 3, pissing blood orange. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, and they would always have
I'm gonna live forever.
Mountain Dew. They always do like a double XP on their boxes and stuff like that. So there's a 2019 like limited edition that they're doing for Halloween. And it's called the Mountain Dew VooDew, and it's like a mystery flavor. Kind of looks like
voodoo bitch.
Kind of looks like a nut in a bottle, you know. It's like milky white. It's kind of, when you look at it, it's like a Mountain Dew Whiteout.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't. Does it taste like Mountain Dew Whiteout?
It's mystery flavor. That's what we're gonna find out.
Jesus,
we're gonna do the official taste test for you.
I'm shuffling the cards for the conversation of Joey that's not sponsored.
Why don't you hold one up for the Mountain Dew sponsorship picture? Why don't you hold it up and say cheese?
Send us to Mr. Mountain Dew.
That was the fridge, not the camera. All right, we're gonna crack these open.
It did flash right like the camera. That was funny. We're gonna crack it open and clean it out on set. All right, let me take a swig of it. Let me smell it first.
Swig.
Yeah.
It smells very sweet, like berries.
Ooh, it smells
like
good.
berries.
It smells like I'm gonna like it.
It smells like a lot of sugar.
It smells like a melted fucking.
It smells like I might pass out after I drink it.
By the way,
melted Starburst.
Yeah, that's a good. If you want to try this Mountain Dew, they don't sell it in like 6-packs. I had to go to like a couple.
It smells like the red
stations,
flavor, kind of.
And then I found it at a gas station as like individual bottles.
All right. First taste. It's
this shit's good.
Very sweet. I kind of like it, but it's like really sweet. I don't know if I can finish this whole bottle.
Oh, that's kind of strong.
You know what it kind of tastes like? Kind of tastes like the aftertaste from Skittles.
Yes, that's what I was gonna fucking say.
Yeah, that's what it tastes like.
I was like, it tastes like some candy.
That's really what it tastes like. It's like when you have like a bunch of Skittles, all different
and your
flavors.
Fucking mouth has that saliva that's like neat.
Like
it looks like oil in the water.
It's like hard to breathe.
It has like a weird mixture to it. Yeah,
this is actually really good.
That's definitely what it tastes like. That was gonna be disgusting with the podcast juice.
Podcast juice brought to you by 50 Cent. Yeah, fucking, we're getting all the fucking.
Let us know how that tastes, Mark.
Sponsorships here at a heads up. All right, Mark. Let us know how what is it? VooDew.
The VooDew.
The VooDew
juice.
The VooDew juice tastes with 50 Cent juice.
We'll see how the VooDew juice tastes. But I mean, I don't know. I think it's pretty good. I don't know.
It actually doesn't taste that.
I don't really understand the VooDew part of it.
This...
It's Halloween themed, like the bottle is.
I never thought Mountain Dew ever tasted bad, but I just knew like while drinking it, it's kind of like eating McDonald's. Like it kind of doesn't taste that bad, but you know it's bad for you.
Yeah.
That's how Mountain Dew feels when I'm drinking it. I'm just like, I know this is like terrible for my body.
Honestly, this is the first bottle of Mountain Dew I've had in years.
Same.
I don't really drink it anymore.
Yeah.
So
my main days of Mountain Dew were like middle school, like 6th through 8th grade. I was fucking killing Mountain Dew.
I've never even.
They had all the different, because the thing with Mountain Dew is like how they're fucking doing VooDew for Halloween. They would do like kind of nerdy like team ups.
Yeah.
Was it good? The VooDew juice?
It was good. Yeah.
Those shit.
The VooDew juice is good.
The VooDew juice. Fine, we got another one in there, so we got another one, so you can just keep it.
So Mountain Dew's always done really cool like tie-ins. Obviously, gamer feel with like I think it had like World of Warcraft like specific ones. They had obviously the Halo 3 ones, which were the biggest ones for me. But they also had, I don't know if you remember this, Dark Knight ones.
I do remember that.
Remember the Dark Knight Mountain Dew? They always did like cool like nerdy team ups. So that's why I fucked with Mountain Dew when I was a little kid, because I was like.
I also remember in Zombieland, Jesse Eisenberg drinking the Code Red while playing Warcraft.
Oh, that's fucking dope. God, iconic.
All right,
speaking of iconic, the Cards of Conversation with Joey is going to continue, and the card that we draw today, this conversational starter. What would you like to get better at? For me, probably this podcast. But I don't know. Let me think about a real one. I don't know. You guys have any?
Like a
What would you
Could
like
be
to get
for
better
like
at?
school. I have one for like school. I would like to like
Not be failing.
No, I'm not actually. I'm actually doing really good in school, but like not procrastinate as much. Like recently, I've been kind of getting better with that. Though.
So you would like to get more organized?
Not more. I'm very organized. I just like
you are.
I just
Not
procrastinate.
as lazy.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm just like lazy with things. Like I don't want to do it. But like,
Stop watching the fucking. Well, he's finished The Office. Now he started watching a.
Did you finish The Office?
I haven't finished it yet.
How
I'm like
not?
halfway through season like 10 or 9.
No, I mean, Jesus.
I'm on episode.
Christ.
10. I'm on episode 10 of season 9.
Watching the right show.
He's not sure where he's at.
Shut up.
But
So-
yeah, I would like to like.
You
Not
would like to
procrastinate
not be a
much.
lazy fuck.
But then like another goal that like with this one or to get better at would be like the thumbnails.
Better at making the thumbnails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Like,
he's-
Actually make thumbnails.
actually
Now
make
that he
thumbnails.
can finally have easy days at school.
If anyone doesn't know, my teacher, my
If anyone's not in my class.
Shout out to everybody in the West Orange. No, you're not West Orange. You're fucking Windermere High School. You're a traitor. Never mind. Fuck you.
Jeez, y'all just give him the room number so you can hunt them down?
Oh shit. My bad.
Jesus Christ! It's
Bro,
fine.
Windermere's all
It's
over the
fine.
place.
There's 4,000
Speaking
kids.
of that,
They
I'm not
can't
gonna
pick
lie.
them up.
This is
Should we edit that out?
No, this is unrelated. But like somebody came into my job, and I work at a movie theater, and somebody came to my job, and they came to the bar for a drink. It was like it's like noon or like 12:30, whatever. And it was a guy who was wearing two shirts. He was wearing a regular T-shirt, and then he was wearing like a vest over it. Mm-hmm. And I shit you not, it was a T-shirt, but it scared me because it was a vest that had like it was all black. It had two Velcro lines on it and Velcro things right here, and I was like, "Is that like a fucking like bulletproof vest?" Like,
Yeah, what's
that
he
shit
gonna
scared
do?
the fuck out of me. And then he walked up, and it was just a shirt, and I was like, "Why would you wear that?" It was a shirt, but it was
told him
supposed to
that?
look, huh?
You told him that?
No, I didn't tell him that.
Oh,
but like
okay.
I was thinking,
thought Mark was like serious. Like, why the fuck would you wear that shit? Scaring me. I'll beat your ass.
because it was a shirt, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then he bought one beer that was $8 and tipped me $7, and I was like, "That's fucking sketchy." I was like,
Because
"That's
he's gonna
weird."
kill you. So he's like, I'm gonna give you everything. I
That's
got,
what I'm saying. He
you
gave
know?
me the $7.
He's
I was
like,
Yeah, this
like,
might be Mark's last podcast. I'm just saying, don't go outside. Make sure your
Mark,
windows
you're
closed.
gonna
and your
die,
doors
but you're
locked.
gonna die on a good tip, and that's all that you want.
that was.
It's fine. He tipped you $7 because he's gonna take it right back from me.
But what you're really scared of, but Mark, what you're really scared of is answering this question. And what would you like to get better at?
I mean, I guess organization to some degree or time management. I don't know.
Organization. I can look in your closet and see that.
Well, there's a
Joel
lot
needs
of
organization.
there's
I'm
a
organized.
yeah.
No, you're not.
There's a lot of things that like I want to do that I haven't done, but there's not a whole lot of things that I can think of currently that like I'm trying to get better at. Because
Yeah.
school is like a basic answer everyone's trying to
Yeah,
learn.
yeah.
I mean, I guess technically I can play the guitar, but like barely. So I'd want to get better at that. Like I feel like playing music would be cool.
That would be a cool thing to get better at.
I think that. So I guess that. And yours?
Fuck, I don't know.
Get more organized.
Conversation starter.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
Yeah,
a conversation
get
ender,
organized
apparently.
one is one that I've been saying to myself for 22 years now. So
No, you gotta answer it.
let's see that. I'm
You could
trying to
literally
think.
just be like, I don't know, better at fucking.
get better at
blackout
this,
or
get better at
something.
podcasting. I don't know. Be able to intro a show one day.
That should be your goal.
Bam, that's a goal.
That will literally be the title of the show.
Joey
Joey introduces
the
the
show.
podcast.
But it doesn't happen.
But it doesn't.
Maybe
happen.
that'll be like an episode 50 special or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
If we
Episode
make it that
25.
far. Or 25.
You
what,
could do that.
What number is this shit?
This is 23.
This is 23.
Wow, oh shit, we're like
You better
Mike-
start practicing
we like
already.
Mike now? We got 23?
You better start practicing.
Yeah, but I mean that's what I'd want to get better
Hello,
at.
and welcome to the Heads
He's not even welcome to the heads up.
Welcome to the Heads Up, guys. Keep your heads up, stay down. I'm coming inside your town.
It sounds like he's tipping $7. Oh my god.
Alright.
Alright, moving right on.
Moving back on to the news.
Still sponsored by Mountain Dew though. PT is a
It's sponsored by PT.
PT was a playable teaser that came out back in 2014 for Silent Hills, which was a Konami game not sponsored by, being created by. It's a Konami game.
Oh, they're
sponsored by Mountain Dew.
You got you fucked up.
The Silent Hills game is sponsored by Hideo Kojima. It's
But
like-
yeah, exactly. It was being worked on by Hideo Kojima, Guillermo del Toro, and also Norman Reedus was attached to the
sponsored
project.
by Capcom. They're the ones paying for this.
Which obviously now all three of those people have moved over to Death Stranding. But prior to that, this playable teaser was for the Silent Hill series, and It came out in 2014. If you remember playing it, it was basically you were in like a room that looped, and every time you would go through a room, something about that area would change. And it was really creepy. It was really scary. I don't know if you guys played it.
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah, I played it a lot, and I remember every time I would play it, I would try to like look up.
I feel like it's a little overhyped.
Why?
Because people like blow it like it's it was really cool. It was really scary. Fun to play. Yeah. But like people talk about it like it's fucking like gaming, like art, like masterpiece. People talk about it like it's fucking Journey, and I'm like,
I think it's one of those things too where
I think it's because it's so rare, I guess now because like Konami took not Konami, was it Konami?
Well, yeah, I mean Konami's the one who owns the Silent Hill rights.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Because I got confused.
And them and Hideo Kojima parted ways, so that's like that.
So Konami pulled it from the store. So if you have it like downloaded on your, was it PlayStation exclusive too?
So I don't know if it was PlayStation exclusive, but
so only it's on PlayStation 4s that have it downloaded.
Yeah, and even if you have it downloaded, I'm pretty sure you can't even really play it now.
Yeah,
so finding a playable copy of it that's original is nearly impossible. And we talked about on a recent episode about how Drive Club is now only the second game to be pulled from the store. Prior to that, PT was the only game to be pulled from the store. If you have a system that has it and can play it, you could probably sell that for a bank. But most people probably wouldn't do that because it's basically a collector's item. There are copies
I mean, you could just watch on. This is honestly a game you could watch and just get like kind of a similar experience.
I don't know. The reason why I say I don't know is because like we'll get back into this too later with like series that like maybe we're not so familiar with. But like Silent Hill is a game that you're not too into. Not
That's
that I
true,
was, but when I played
but what
it.
I'm saying is like from how like people do consume games that way.
Yeah.
And I think this is a perfectly fine experience through watching through a YouTube video. I don't think you lose that much. You probably honestly would get even a little more enjoyment.
Imagine you're not watching like Resident Evil instead of playing it.
But that's different because it has way more gameplay mechanics. This is just
because this is a playable teaser.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm just saying this.
No, but I'm just saying horror games are way scarier when you're playing. them.
Obviously, if this Silent Hills actually came out, I would want to play it, not like watch it. But I'm saying this is like you can watch it and kind of get like a good experience, probably even a better one because you won't get frustrated because there's like a little like horror, like old school, like fuck shit.
So there is some fuck shit, which is the discovery that we're actually going to discuss.
Okay.
So there was a hacker who has been going through the game, and also not just him hacking the game, but if you wanted to play the game, a lot of people have made like copies of the game almost. So there are playable versions of the games. They're just not the original. It's like people recreating it through
like ROMs and shit.
Just going through game files and stuff. Like not even that. It's just like complete recreations.
Oh, okay.
But there are ways to play it. But basically, if you remember playing the PT playable teaser, then whenever you got scared, it was by a ghost named Lisa. So there was a girl that would pop out either when you like open the bathroom door or when you turn a corner or something like that. That's normally how it ended because you could never escape the rooms. That's just what people were trying to find. But it was always you would get scared by the girl. And there was a hacker, and his name's Lance McDonald, and he actually went through the game files and figured out like what was scaring you or just trying to find stuff in the game. And he realized that the girl that scares you is actually attached to your character the whole time you're playing, and she just eventually scares you, but she's always right behind you.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, I saw this earlier, like pop up in the news, and I was like, "That's really cool and creepy as fuck."
That's kind of scarier knowing that she's always on you and you don't know.
Scarier.
So he said on his Twitter, he said she actually attaches to the player's back as soon as you get the flashlight. I demonstrate how you can see some of the strange shadows. I then lock the camera in place and walk forward, showing you how she's always there following you. So he has a video on his Twitter.
He got a Vader over there.
He got a Vader on his Twitter, and we'll link that down below. And you can take a look at that too. And he just shows that basically offsetting the camera a little bit will show her shadow behind you. And then he pops the camera like completely off the character, and you see her just floating behind your character above you the whole time you're playing.
Like the whole
ghost,
like the whole
her whole character.
Yeah, like
it's and do you see your character too?
Mm-hmm. It's just floating behind you the whole time. That's kind of
creepy. And then like I can't even like imagine playing that. Like going back to
it's like how God's always following you.
And when you're playing the game, you never see her like that. It's like it's meant to be just you don't see it until like the game decides to have her pop in front of you and scare you.
Yeah.
So you never have that feeling about you. But he also said, the number of times Lisa has grabbed me and scared the absolute shit out of me while trying to test the patches is exhausting. I never get used to it. Because even when he's like moving the camera...
Why do you have to make this sound so sexual?
What?
He didn't make it.
That quote. Lisa grabs me all the time and it's so extremely exhausting.
Lisa has grabbed me and scared the absolute shit out of me.
I mean,
that wasn't sexual.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I mean, if you like being scared,
no, there
was
more to that quote. Read the whole thing.
Lisa grabbed me and scared the absolute shit out of me while trying to test patches is exhausting.
All I'm saying, I'm not going to Halloween Horror Nights.
Joel's like, I want somebody to break in, tie me up, and just,
yeah, I'm not going to Halloween Horror Nights.
Just exhaust me overnight.
Let's get to Halloween Horror Nights, guys. I want to get...
No, you're going to be getting fucked.
I mean, it's the season of Halloween. It's already started. We got to go eventually.
Dude, I want to buy it, honestly, right now. Let's do it right now. Fuck this show.
We'll do it after.
Yeah.
If I have money, which I don't. So we'll do it in, a couple weeks.
Jesus Christ.
I could do it. We'll see. We'll find out.
We'll wait till October.
Huh?
No, I'm not waiting till October.
I'm not waiting until October. You got to get your value out of it.
Exactly.
We live right by Universal, so it's really easy for us. But if you get that multi-pass, you got to go multi times. You know what I'm saying?
You got to go multi times, buddy.
What's today?
Yeah,
today's September 12th.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
He said that in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I don't know if you're listening. I don't know if you're here for that.
I don't really listen to most of the time he talks, so to be honest. Remember? Yeah,
I literally leave the room.
We came in today, and then Justin asked Mark for some shit, or Justin said some dumb shit on the group chat that me and Mark and him have. And then Mark's like, oh, I literally said that last podcast. And me and Justin were like, you did? I didn't even fucking remember that shit.
Yeah, I wasn't even listening.
Well, yeah, that's just because we don't listen.
It's kind of like the sound check we had when Joel just kept mumbling about, oh, yeah, I had a good day at iced coffee. And we were like, what are you talking about?
Me, and I do what you asked me to do.
Oh, true.
It's fine. I'll put it in there. I didn't delete it all the way. I'll just put it in the podcast.
Don't.
I'll put it in the podcast where you try to explain the iced coffee story.
No, I was just saying I was having a great day. I went to school and I got an iced coffee.
And now he's here and he wants to kill himself.
Honestly, yeah.
But if you're new here, or if you're not new here and you just enjoy the content, if you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, and you can also drop a like on the video. That helps us out a lot. If you're listening on Patreon, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, you can also follow on those. These episodes usually premiere on Fridays, and also meeting us down in the comments. I mean, we love to hear what you guys say. You can tell us we sound like shit, he sounds like shit. Hey, it's all good. It's good news to us. But moving on,
any news is good news, Mark. It's depending on how you take it.
All right, well, let's see how
L is not a loss; it's a lesson.
Let's see how you take this news as a Persona fan.
I'll take it all.
So they have announced some limited edition PS4s that are going to be only released in Japan, celebrating
Wait, time out. I just realized I have not been taking any time codes.
Jeez. Why does that have to stop me?
Because it's funny. I just wanted to let you know.
He could just figure it out after the episode's done.
It's alright.
It's like he's never done the show before, you know?
I mean, son, literally we're going to start running the show by ourselves.
I mean, like, right at the beginning of the show during the announcements, I had a little section, but, like, we're good now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, now we're good. I just wanted to let you know.
Alright, well, anyway, back to what I was saying. Thanks for ruining that whole flow. Persona, a game that you like that I have not taken the time to enjoy, but I want to enjoy, is releasing some limited edition PS4s in Japan only to celebrate the release of Persona 5 The Royale, which is going to be coming out on October 31st.
Oh shit! In Japan?
In Japan,
I'm gonna order that shit, learn Japanese, and play it.
I mean, there's probably subtitles, but the Western releases haven't been announced, like when the dates will actually be. But we'll link these pictures down below so you guys can take a look at them. If you're somebody that's a fan of the series, like, they look really cool. So there's...
As a fan of the series,
yeah,
they do look cool.
There's a PlayStation...
Fan of the series, can confirm.
There's a PlayStation 4 Pro, which is going to be like a glacier white with... what's the main character's name?
Morgana?
Joker.
Oh, Joker.
With Joker on it. So Joker's on the...
There's one with Morgana on it, though, right?
Yeah, so Morgana's actually on both of the DualShock 4 controllers. So there's a black one and there's a white one. Both of those are limited edition with this also. And then there's two regular PS4s, one that's black and one that's white. All three of those PS4s have different designs and are different kinds of limited editions. But again, it's something that only releases in Japan, but that doesn't mean that you can't pick it up.
I really want the controllers. I might try to...
That black one looks dope as fuck.
A controller.
Yeah. They look really cool. And again, a lot of this news is just from TGS, which is coming over the weekend. It'll be it runs from today to
I really like this black one.
I like the black one. I usually don't like the simple black
controller.
controller.
I like how the buttons stand out so much.
Yeah, and I like the little like Morgana things on it. It's cool.
Oh,
yeah, Morgana.
Is this the Morgana thing? This little
right
here?
She's the same. If you go to if you look at the white regular console, she's what's designed all over.
This is what it is.
Is Morgana a she?
What is this?
Okay.
What is it?
I always thought that she was a little boy while playing the game.
Oh, it's a person?
No, it's a cat.
It's like it's a cat-like character.
It's like a mythical cat.
Okay.
Part of the storyline is see what she eventually she's like looking for her true self. I guess spoilers for Persona 5. There's a million.
said a little late.
There's a million. No, but there's like a million fucking storylines. So like you really can't complain. But yeah, one of the storylines is the fact of like her finding her true self.
Yeah.
And you just have to play like at least 100 hours to find out who the fuck this person is. And I honestly can't tell you that because I haven't took that whole journey. I'm only 70 hours deep.
Only 70.
Only 70 hours.
Not the
deep.
full 200.
All right. So
But it's a very cool. Like, they're very good looking limited editions. But if you are trying to have some nostalgia, or maybe pick up a collector's edition,
I love nostalgia and collector's editions.
Monday this past week was the 20th anniversary of the Sega Dreamcast, which was a console that none of us were really around to appreciate, but it's a strange and ahead of its time console. It was the first console to have online multiplayer, which I think everyone takes for granted now.
Yeah.
It was also...
The big things with that was, 2K and...
what,
Crazy
games-wise?
Taxi. Yeah. And Shenmue.
Jet Set Radio, Shenmue, 2K.
Because 2K was online on that.
Yeah, Soul Calibur, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Sonic Adventure. Like, it had some games that were big for the system. And some people really liked it. And then its launch date was 9/9/99, which is kind of a cool date.
Yeah, and then
for it to be released on. It was also the first console of the 6th generation. So it's considered to be in the same generation with the PS2, the Xbox, and the Nintendo GameCube. But it was the first to come out.
Yeah.
First to hit shelves. But the Dreamcast had a short life. It only stayed around for 2 years. And then it was taken off shelves and stopped being sold. And it was the last Sega console to come out. But, I mean... It's the 20th anniversary of it, and some people share fond memories of it. I'm sure some people like it a lot. I have one upstairs. I don't play it a whole lot, but it is definitely a unique system. Like,
it's like a cool thing to have and look, and like the controller's kind of iconic because it has like the little like
the VMUs. It's like a memory card that has a screen on it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so you can like look at your
stuff,
and it's like kind of cool because
it's like unique to the game you're playing.
It's like how we thought the future was going to look like in the 90s.
Yeah,
but that's not. What
it's
the future
honestly
is.
a cool system. It's just I wouldn't even say that the games aren't good. I don't. Again, since we weren't really playing when it was around, I don't know exactly what killed it. Obviously, the competition of what it was going against.
I think the PlayStation 2 was super dominant, and also
Xbox and also GameCube
came up and that was better.
Yeah,
and GameCube, was also better.
Because the Dreamcast had some great games that are considered like legendary to some, but I don't think they stand compared to like GameCube
mostly
exclusives.
like the Shenmue.
Yeah,
Shenmue's like super tied to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's always been a weird franchise that's been tied to it. Actually, you've been playing it recently, right?
I just started playing it, yeah.
And so I picked it.
I do like it. So Shenmue is also worked on by the same team that works on Yakuza, or a part of the same group.
Okay.
So playing Shenmue...
Really, that's funny, because when me and Mark saw like a Shenmue during E3, I just told Mark that Shenmue looks like not fun Yakuza.
Well, so it is fun.
It is fun, but I'm saying like when I first saw it, and you kind of agreed like just from like looking at it.
Just from looking at it,
because the trailers are super serious and like I don't think they're showing off like the goofy side of
which the game is definitely goofy. Yeah, it's definitely goofy. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you'd be seeing some gameplay of Shenmue 1 right now. But yeah, it's the same kind of like you go around, you talk to a lot of people, you mess around, get distracted with side activities and games and casinos and all that kind of stuff. I think it's really cool. Shenmue 3, though, is actually coming out on November 19th, and a collector's edition was announced for it, which is already sold out, which I was actually very surprised about. Yeah,
because looking at the collector's edition, it's not much.
It isn't. The way that it ties in, though, is because basically Shenmue was a huge Dreamcast exclusive, and if you were one of the lucky 5,000 people to be able to pre-order this collector's edition, and you were to pre-order the PlayStation 4 edition... It comes with a
double-sided mirror. That's not a double-sided mirror.
It comes with a foil-stamped box, a high-gloss, individually numbered foil-embossed slipcover, a replica Phoenix and Dragon mirror, iron-on patches featuring designs from the Shenmue series, a shoji door-styled lamp box desk lamp, which is, if you look at the picture for it, it looks like it's made out of paper. It looks like shit, but...
I think that this looks all very bad.
A set of Shenmue stickers, and then the thing that if you're feeling nostalgia that you'd probably get this one for is the PS4 one comes with a commemorative Sega Dreamcast case. So the game would come in a Dreamcast case. That's
kind of cool. But yeah, I think overall we've been talking about special editions recently with some of the Destroy Humans, and there was another one we talked about. I forgot. But this one looks very weak. This like the other ones I've always been like. Not for me, but like I see the value in it if you really enjoy that franchise. This I really don't like. obviously we haven't played it, so we don't really have any emotions tied into these items. But this is like some fucking shitty ass patches I can buy off Amazon.
I think there's a couple of things that are worth noting here, though.
The stickers look very like just it's stickers at the end of the day.
The couple of things that I think are worth noting is that I agree that it does look like a lesser collector's edition, but in addition to us not necessarily being long-term like fans of the series, this was also a game that was started by a Kickstarter campaign, so they probably just didn't have as much funding as like those other games do. You know, I didn't think about that before, but
that's true. But
so
I'm
at
just
least
saying,
they're doing a collector's edition.
You don't have to offer that type of.
Well, here's the thing. This collector's edition is $100.
Yeah.
It's sold out in 3 days, so it doesn't matter what we think.
There's games that sell stuff for $100 and have
it's sold out in 3 days. That's really fast.
Because they probably had 20 of them.
There are 5,000 of them, and they sold all of them in 3 days.
Oh, shit.
And this isn't even on like a Shenmue official site. This was on a website called Limited Run, like that does a bunch of limited game releases.
Limited run games, right?
Yeah, that's who did this collector's edition.
Yeah, I know them. Yeah,
yeah. Cool. So that's where this collector's edition is from. We'll still link it down below so you can take a look at the listing if you want. But again, the item is already sold out. We've already seen a bunch of them on eBay actually selling for like $200. So people are already buying them, even though it's not out yet, of course.
Yeah. But, I don't know. It doesn't look like much to me, but I mean, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it, I guess. I know.
Yeah, if you're into it, you're into it. But again, another thing that's been in the news with Shenmue 3 is if you're somebody who was part of the Kickstarter campaign for Shenmue, and you're part of it, you have it, or you want to get it on PC, but you're upset that it's an Epic Game Store exclusive, they've outlined, the makers behind the game have actually outlined their refund policy, which I know doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's kind of important. So they're talking about how in a note Thursday, YS Note told donors that an email survey will go out in mid-September to remind them of their platform choice and give them an opportunity to change that selection. This is just the beginning of the refund, though. Refunds will begin for PC backers, but only after the survey runs its full course. Moreover, PC players have only 2 weeks, the window in which the email survey is live, to ask for their money back. After that, it may take up to 20 business days to 3 months for them to go through the refund request, which is really bad, and that's really slow.
Yeah.
I
mean, yeah.
The company behind them isn't actually doing the refunds. So Epic Game Store, they said like Epic will be the ones that are supplying the refunds, which is, I guess, good for the company, but it's a weird situation. Again, we don't really play PC too much, so it's not something that we're gonna have to deal with.
It's weird that they are gonna refund it, because I mean, at the end of the day, PC is a console, right?
I mean, yeah.
So why does it matter if it, like, I mean, I don't know. This is, I mean, I think making an Epic account is free, right? It's not like they charge you to have those.
No, they don't charge you to have it. It's just a different platform than Steam. It's almost like, think about how
at the end of the day, you're still getting a game, so I don't know.
But think about how we have all our trophies on PS4 and we don't want to go to Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, it's that kind of thing. And that's important. Like, honestly, the difference between me getting a game on PS4 and Xbox is because I want it to add on to the trophy collection. You want it to be
added on to trophies, because trophies are kind of like a time stamp.
Exactly.
Obviously, like, we loved platinums, but they're kind of just cool to like look like I played that game, like I did it.
I spent this much time doing that.
You see it, I can prove it to you. I have no friends in real life.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a competitive thing, so like you want it to be seen.
Yeah,
but in addition to this, they didn't just talk about refunds and that and unpleasant stuff. YS Net, the people behind the game, also said that a trial version of the game is on the way during the second half of September. That will feature a single act with an objective set in Bailu Village, the game's first area. The game will be playable for an estimated 1 hour. I don't know why that sentence was written that way. But the game will be playable for an estimated 1 hour and will be replayable after the objective has been cleared, the studio wrote. There are lots of activities to experience, and we hope you go back for more until the trial expires. That said, progress and game saves do not transfer to the full version of Shenmue 3. So, for people who play it or get this trial, if you're upset about the refunds.
How do you get the trial? Is it just Kickstarter or is it public?
They actually don't say on here.
They don't say that?
So I'm assuming
That'd be cool if it's a demo.
I'm assuming it's a PC thing. It might be a demo, but
because I think
if it was a demo, they wouldn't say it that way.
Yakuza has a couple demos like that.
That's true.
Yakuza 6 has a demo that's like you just play like the first.
I know it's time limited,
game, right?
I don't know. I didn't play Yakuza demos. I just have the games.
I know that, but I know they had a demo and you would just like play like the first hour or two. I think. Because I remember there was a big controversy when that demo actually came out that it was the whole game.
It was the whole game, right? Yeah. But it was just like they limited it to a little bit. But if you got past that, you had the whole game.
Exactly. So people were getting free copies of the game. So, yeah. I guess you just play like probably like the first like hour or something similar to that.
Yeah, and then they probably just close it off.
Would be cool, but I mean,
Shenmue is a cool game. I got it on disc.
Shenmue 3 being made is just like the weirdest thing. It screams
weird
to me the Mirror Edge sequel, which I forgot the name of.
Catalyst. The only thing that makes this hugely different to me, though,
that game tanked. People,
but this is a Kickstarter
about it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is something that people clearly wanted because they made so much money to fund the game in such a short period of time.
I agree with you on that. But outside of those people who already backed it on Kickstarter, already are getting the game, who else is buying it? You don't make products just to be funded. You make products to sell them.
I can tell you that if this game comes out and gets at least a 7, based on what I think of the first one, I would probably get it.
Okay.
Also, it's just not out yet, and the only thing we can hope is that it's good.
No, but I'm saying the fact that I'm not saying that.
I don't think there's a lot of people that are
good
aware
or bad.
of it.
I don't think that the audience is that big, and I want to know how much a percentage of the
Yakuza
audience.
Games. I don't think the Yakuza audience is huge, but it's something that we stumbled on. We only stumbled onto the Yakuza games after there were already 5 main entries.
So here's the thing: Yakuza is niche and it is smaller, but Yakuza has been consistently pumping out content, so it's always fed its fan base.
That's
Shenmue
true.
2 and 3. Both games are on Dreamcast.
Yeah, Shenmue 2 came out in like 2002 or 2003.
Yeah, the Dreamcast is like almost 3 generations ago.
All I'm saying is it doesn't harm for the game to come out. If it's good, it's good.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't understand like
why they're doing it.
Yeah, like I don't understand this.
And the only thing I'm saying is that like a studio didn't make that decision. They just started a Kickstarter. They got funded, so of course they do. I
mean, the studio did make the decision.
I know, but they
had the Kickstarter.
But if they didn't make that goal, they wouldn't have made the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
It's not like Mirror's Edge or something else where it's just studio head saying, "Okay, we're going to fund it. We're going to make this."
Yeah.
If that was the case, then it probably would have been made a long time ago.
I'm not saying that there's people that don't want the game, but all I'm saying is like outside of like this Kickstarter shit.
Yeah.
What is that percentage of audience of Shenmue already backing it on Kickstarter? And I don't believe they're going to buy the game, right? Because they're going to get it.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to get it.
So I wonder what the game's going to sell.
I mean, of course, they're not going to show like pre-order numbers or anything like that, but I'm sure somebody's pre-ordered it that didn't support the Kickstarter.
I guess.
I'm sure. It has to be.
Yeah, I mean,
because again, this is the same kind of thing where we didn't play Dreamcast. There has to be people out here that see this and they're like, holy shit. You know what I mean?
Dreamcast sold like 14 million.
Okay, but still, if they can get like some of those sales, that's still a big thing. Like, even think about, I mean, it's a huge game and a terrible example, maybe, but like, if they didn't make a BioShock game for like 15 years and then they made one, you know that we would pre-order it immediately.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Shenmue wasn't even Shenmue was a 7 back then. I'm
not saying that. No, it fucking wasn't. By the way,
were people blowing Shenmue?
Yes.
Look up the Metacritic score for Shenmue. Actually, I'm gonna look it up because you know how to Google.
You should know that. Like, you haven't played it, and that's fine, and neither have I, so I can't call myself
really.
A fan.
I thought it was like a 7 when it first came out.
No, that was like a legendary game for the kind of stuff that it did at its time.
I'm wrong. You know what? I can admit when I'm wrong, and I guess I'm wrong. But
because that's like the biggest game of that console. Like, obviously, yes, that console did go away, but like it was a huge deal for when it came out because of the kind of things that you could do in the game. So you can look that up, and you can get those reviews sorted out. But speaking about a game similar to that, ahead of Tokyo Game Show, which is this weekend, a bunch of studios have started releasing trailers for their games. First up, we'll link it down below. We won't cover it too in depth, but Yakuza Life of a Dragon is it's a story trailer for the next Yakuza game, which does not feature our main protagonist Kiryu, but a new protagonist Ichi, which I think the story trailer looks super dope. It's like a 6-minute trailer. I won't really spoil anything. I think if you are a fan of the series or you want to get into it, it's a good time to, just because it separates from the regular story that all the mainline games go through. But you should check out that trailer, see what you think of it. It releases.
Looks awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome setup. I like the whole story they're going with the main character, Ichu, or what is it, Ichu?
It's Ichi, yeah.
Yeah, I like his whole like background they got set up. And also, I pulled up the Shenmue Metacritic scores. I could only find the one for Dreamcast, Shenmue 2. It got an 88 user review score, so
that's pretty high.
That's pretty good. I guess they're good. I thought they were like mediocre games when they came out, but
fair enough. No, I knew at least that they were like really renowned games at the time.
Okay.
Not that it stayed that way.
Bioshock's still renowned, man.
No, I know. That's why I said it was a terrible example. I knew bringing that up as an example was a poor. The only thing I was trying to go for with that is like a game we're fans of, and even if we waited a super long time, and even if it wasn't 2K, if I see that name, I'm gonna buy it just because I'm a fan of the series.
But that's last generation.
True.
This is now like
you're right, and
removed. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it is. It is a really long time ago, and it's such a huge jump for them to try to like keep up with.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, there was also a Final Fantasy trailer that came out. It's for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is continuing to look like a new game. Not just like the way it looks visually, but things that are in the game.
Including story elements are new.
Exactly, that weren't originally in the game. So we'll link an article down below about it, but among things that are in the trailer, there's a new boss fight with Reno, some sort of dart minigame, and a brand new member of Soldier, a bike sequence with NPC members of Avalanche, QuickTime event pull-ups, a President Shinra hologram, and summons for Ifrit and Shiva, both of whom are obtained way after Midgar in the original version of Final Fantasy VII. And remember, this remake, the first installment will come out March 3rd, 2020, but it'll be part of a larger series which takes place entirely in Midgar. So the whole point of this, and Final Fantasy VII was again before our time in a game that we didn't play. I've recently been playing the Final Fantasy VIII remastered, which just came out. I mean, I'm enjoying that a lot, and turn-based normally isn't my thing, but I do like it a lot.
You should get Persona 5. Oh, you played Persona 5.
I played Persona 5. I want to get back into it.
Because Persona 5, I would think for somebody who doesn't like turn-based, it is the most kinetic and kind of you can build speed, even though you're clicking moves. You can quickly like get it like accustomed to like if you know like their
it's
weaknesses.
Not like start and stop.
It's like you just click a couple buttons and you flip up and you fucking KO on motherfuckers. But the other old school turn-based games, as somebody who does play like a couple turn-based games, I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
But I do play turn-based games. Those games I would think that, like a Final Fantasy VIII, I would think would probably turn you off because it is slower.
Yeah, it's everything else about the game that like is cool. The pictures and like the music, and when I say pictures, I mean like the backgrounds, the static backgrounds and stuff like that.
It looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks really cool.
This is a PlayStation 1 or 2 game.
I think it's really old.
One? Really?
Yeah, it still looks.
Did the visuals hold up?
I mean, it's remastered, so it definitely looks.
I know
up-res.
it's not like I know it's not a remake. I'm just saying like because it looks just basically like a PlayStation
good.
1.
I think it looks
HD.
good. Yeah, okay. I think it looks solid. An important thing to note too is that with Final Fantasy VII, again, something that we're looking forward to is it's not turn-based. It's kind of more
like
similar
a mixture,
to
right, between action and somewhat turn-based elements.
I think it's more similar to the Final Fantasy 15.
I didn't play that game, so I don't know.
Which is basically, to me, it's just like regular action combat. It's not turn-based. And yes, it's like there's some moves
but there's parts where you can slow down the game and like.
Yeah, you can slow down the game and you can play it in like a battle mode, but I mean the regular freestyle combat for me works perfectly. It's not turn-based, and I think it's cool, and that's what they're going for with this Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
I still don't know. I mean, I don't know if they've ever outlined it, but I'm still confused on how big of this first portion is and how the dates are separated.
Is it, and also because they're talking about series, so is it now more than 2 installments? Because I thought originally it was going to be part 1,
like
and part
half
2.
and half. I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
When they said series, now I'm like, oh, okay. So
even with the trailer that we'll link down below and you can check out, it just says March 3rd, 2020.
Because they're charging $60 up front. They're charging for the full game, but you're not getting a full game.
Yeah, which I'm sure the game is long enough that some people are okay with that, and so many people.
That's what I'm saying. How long are we expecting these chunks to be now? Are you expecting now this to be like a 50-hour chunk?
If everything that they're showing in the trailer is in the chunk, then yes, at least 50 hours.
At least 50. You're talking 50 100% or 50 just to get through?
I'm thinking 50 100%. If it's to get through, I don't think
to get through you probably say like 25.
Yeah, probably. But again,
that's a big ass game for it's supposed to be chunks of a game. That's
and they're adding new parts. That's what I'm saying. Even in the trailer, we saw like that big hologram, which looks like a boss fight, and all those kinds of things. Those are all completely brand new. Which I don't know. Like to us, we're kind of neutral. It just looks cool. I wonder how like regular fans feel about it.
Yeah, like seeing that like created now, like how you probably imagined it as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
This game is so confusing
because I just don't understand.
As long as it doesn't take away things.
Yeah, I don't understand its release dates though. That's what.
Yeah, I don't really understand either.
Like you said, you don't understand the content size, and that's really kind of just like. It boggles my mind because, like, also story beats. Like, this is also not a complete story. Is it going to be 3 separate platinums? Like, there's like a lot of like.
That's important.
These are important questions. God damn it. So I wonder. I just wonder.
The only thing that we know for sure is that again, I've already said it probably too many times, but this weekend is Tokyo Game Show, and I'm sure there's a chance that they can say more about it over the weekend because this trailer just came out prior to it. But they know that TGS is this weekend. So there might be more details unveiled about it over the weekend.
How do you feel about it adding stuff? As somebody who didn't play the original.
Like, to a remake?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I don't know.
I'm talking about this game specifically.
What do you mean?
I don't know if that changes your opinion.
Like it
They're adding
not
stuff
being the
specifically
original?
to this game.
For me
How do you feel about
personally,
it? Knowing that it's an iconic game, wouldn't you want to experience the original version?
I would want to
coming
experience
from.
the original version, yes.
That's where I'm kind of coming from, where I don't like the adding of additional stuff.
I am in the same boat. I think if I was to play the game before and it was to add stuff that didn't take away from the regular thing, then I'd be happy because it's new stuff for me to play. But as somebody who has never experienced the original,
I wanted to do the original.
I would rather experience the original.
That's how I was feeling about it.
What would be dope is if they were
Two
able...
versions.
Yes. Is if there was like a setting you could put in the mode that'd be like just original parts, or if it's like everything included.
I wish fucking Catherine did that. Catherine Full Body recently was released.
Mm.
It's a remastered version of Catherine from PlayStation 3, but it doesn't have the original version of the game. It's just this new Full Body edition that has a third
like
character.
another girl? Yeah.
Third girl, because if you don't know the concept of the game, you're this guy Vincent, and you're dating two girls named Catherine, one with a K and one with a C.
Mm.
Or you're in a serious relationship with one, and then you're cheating with this like fun blonde one. And then like the story plays out, and it gets crazy and dark and shit like that. But it's a really cool game. I didn't finish it on PlayStation 3. I started it, and I wanted to play it on the re-release, but it has a third girl, and I'm like, I kind of want to experience the original version.
The regular one. Yeah. I mean...
That's why I was asking you, because this happened to me with the game that I was... I mean, I'm going to play Final Fantasy VII, and for me, it really doesn't bother me as much as this, because...
I'm still going to try it either way.
Yeah.
Them having a setting to make sure it was only the original would be amazing, but I don't know. I don't know if
they
that's
didn't do that in
asking too
Catherine, is
much.
what I'm telling you, and I think that this is probably going to be the same. I wish they would have done that in Catherine, because it's also a smaller game, so it's like...
I would agree. I would imagine that it'll be the same type of deal. I don't think that they'll put in that extra option if it cuts out hours of content that they're making.
Yeah.
They're probably going to want everyone to play it.
Yeah. Well, fucking Final Fantasy VII comes out in 700 years.
March 3rd, 2020.
That's just the first piece, first 15 hours.
Yeah, first piece, which, yeah, even that, they didn't go into detail of how much that actually is. But if you are a fan of Final Fantasy-related things, Kingdom Hearts also had a trailer that came out prior to TGS this weekend, and the trailer goes over the Remind DLC, which will be coming out later this winter. For those of you that played Kingdom Hearts 3, the new trailer highlighted some cinematic battles as well as Sora fighting with the iconic Oathkeeper Keyblade, which was absent throughout the runtime of Kingdom Hearts 3. Players will be able to fight as Aqua, Roxas, and Riku, as shown in an older trailer released ahead of E3 2019. Though this new video didn't reveal any new gameplay for these characters, it did, however, show what seems to be more combos actions from characters like Leah, Xion, and Ventus. I don't think it's Zion. I think it's like Xion or something.
Xion? Is it Xion?
But basically, the DLC, it looks like it's going to be some kind of campaign DLC that'll fill in the gaps of stuff that you weren't able to see in Kingdom Hearts 3. So events that were happening, just not in front of you. Kind of how, like, if you remember Last of Us, that DLC for that...
Left Behind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That DLC was
in the middle of the
current
story.
part of it, not the flashback parts.
Yeah.
The current part of it was in between the campaign,
Mm-hmm.
like just events that you didn't see. So that's going to be how that is going to be.
It's probably
released.
not going to be as good as Left Behind.
Probably not. Yeah, I mean, if we're
don't go into your hopes with fucking Left Behind.
Yeah, I was just saying something that it was like kind of similar to. They didn't give a date for it. They just said it'd be coming out in winter. Again, this is something that I wouldn't be surprised.
Japanese news. I mean, obviously TGS is going on right now.
And yeah.
Japanese games are popping right now.
Yeah. And I mean, it's because it's TGS. Of course, most of it's Japanese news, and a lot of it will be Sony news. In fact, if you were interested in Death Stranding gameplay, they have a full hour of it they put up now. Personally,
I saw that. I didn't see that, but I saw.
I don't watch a lot of those kind of things, but if you're interested in that, there's a whole fresh hour for you. Mm-hmm. And they have story trailers now too that still doesn't make me understand it, and I've watched them, but there are more trailers that try to explain what's going on in the Death Stranding world.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Sony recently announced these like new minimalist covers for some PlayStation exclusives. They picked out 10 PlayStation exclusive. It's part of the
only on PlayStation collection.
Yeah, the only on PlayStation collection. They have Ratchet and Clank, The Last Guardian, Spider-Man, Uncharted 4, Horizon, God of War, The Last of Us Remastered, Bloodborne, Shadow of Colossus, and the Wipeout collection, I believe.
Yeah, the Wipeout Omega collection.
Omega collection.
Which was the Plus game for last month.
Right? Last month?
Last month. This month is Arkham Knight and Darksiders 3.
Okay, yeah. So, they had these like awesome minimalist covers, and they look really, really dope. What's not really dope about this is that it's a UK exclusive. So you can if you live in the UK
or EU.
It said UK, but I'm pretty sure fucking you can import it.
It's probably
no,
EU.
because I think the reason they have to specify isn't because they separated. Remember?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
they got that whole
what you're saying.
Brexit
So.
shit. That's probably why they got to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah,
UK
people from UK just buy this and then just sell it to us like for a lot more.
Well, of course they can. I have the game you're playing, Yakuza 0. The Yakuza 0 copy that he has that I bought, it's an EU edition. It's the same game. So technically it's a different trophy list. Not like none of the trophies are actually different, but it's just a separate list.
You can get multiple trophies.
Yeah. So he's playing the EU version of Yakuza 0, and if he was to get a North American copy, then like a second trophy list would pop up.
Oh shit, I might actually get this because I can re-platinum Horizon and Spider-Man.
I was going to say, there's no way you're platinuming Yakuza 0 twice, but yeah, no, these, sure, you totally could.
Dude, honestly, I don't know why they just didn't come out like this.
What do you mean? Like
the cases look so much
originally?
nicer. Yeah.
I mean,
I like them way more. Like, if I was ever to make a game, I feel like I would go, like, with that cover for it.
I don't know. I think it's kind of like personally. I mean, I understand that they want to do these all collectively as like a PlayStation exclusive collection.
Yeah.
The only games here that I would release like the way they look
Ratchet
here initially is like Ratchet and Clank, Last of Us, and maybe Uncharted 4.
You saying you like the original more than those covers?
No, not necessarily. I'm just saying I don't know if I'd release them that way. Because, like, okay, here's another thing, too, is that you got to realize that the box art that they use is not just, like, what they think is the coolest. It's what'll sell the most.
Yeah.
There's, like, scientific studies that are done, and I don't have,
obviously
examples.
it's going to attract people more. And
But
all
there
that
are
stuff.
studies that show that what attracts people the most on a box art cover is
Sequels.
a character with a
Right?
gun.
Oh, I thought it was also numbers.
Numbers too, yeah. Numbers too, but also like a character with a gun. So like look at any Call of Duty cover. Look at any Destiny cover. You know what I mean? Look at a GTA cover. Like when you look at games that sell like a ridiculous amount of copies, normally there's a character on the cover holding some kind of weapon.
Yeah.
These are dope though, don't get me wrong. These are fucking sweet. I'm
Yeah.
just saying maybe that's why they didn't do that kind of thing.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I
Yeah.
really like these. The game that is missing that I wish was here. There's actually two games that are missing that I wish were here because I would like to see in this art style. First of all, Infamous.
I also wish Until Dawn was here.
3 games now. Until Dawn. And then also, I was going to say The Order. I would like to see how they look. And they can take out a couple because I feel like even though I love the Last of Us one, that's a remaster. We don't need that.
I think
Shadow
Wipeout
of
can go
Colossus,
too. Wipeout's a remaster.
I was gonna say Shadow of Colossus. That can go Wipeout, and that fills in with those 3 we just named that are new PlayStation.
Until Dawn, I feel like would look really cool.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. I think
I
could do
wonder.
something
I
really
wish
cool with
I
that.
could like see how they would do that. I feel like it would look really cool.
I feel like it would be the same kind of color as the Bloodborne one, like a dark blue, but then it would show like the monsters on it with it.
Yeah.
Is there any other
cool.
PlayStation exclusive you wanted to see in this art style? I'm trying to think if there's another one I'm missing.
I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, I think this obviously hits the big ones. These are going to hit the ones that people are going to know. I think Until Dawn is one that I'm actually pretty surprised is missing because that's kind of like a sleeper hit. Like that sold a lot of copies for them in the long run. Other PlayStation exclusives though, not too sure. I mean, maybe like some indie titles, but they don't do physical releases as much, so that's not really as much of a thing.
Oh, you know what'd be dope? Fucking Outlast on one of these covers. I think Outlast would be fit. Has like nice iconography with the crosses and like the.
Yeah, I think Outlast would be cool, but that's just not a PlayStation exclusive. So
was that Star Wars game a PlayStation exclusive?
No.
Not anymore.
Which one?
The Battlefront one or whatever.
That wasn't exclusive, or was?
I was asking.
I said none of the PlayStation.
Yeah,
none of the Star Wars games have been played.
None of the Star Wars games are exclusives. Yeah.
So yeah, this was just a cool thing that they dropped. If you live in the UK, fucking lucky you.
Or if you live in Japan, you're getting that dope Persona stuff, but we're just here
in
in
America.
US.
We ain't getting shit. Well, we got recently.
All we got is
colored
freedom.
No. Hell yeah! You fucking tell them we got fucking freedom over here, boys. Within these walls, we got fucking freedom. But then also, we got the colors they released last week, right? The
What
cool colors, like the orange and purple and all that shit.
Oh yeah, on the controllers. Yeah, of course.
So,
That's cool. That's cool. We got colors. They actually got like.
They got like full systems.
Yeah, they have like
I
a
could
full
like get a different controller color.
If
Like,
you guys don't
system.
like it, you guys can get the fuck out here, all right?
That's fine. I'll
you
go
can
to
beyond
Japan.
the wall, all right?
I'll go to Japan.
All right, enjoy. You can't even speak the language. Genshi.
What?
You heard me.
I didn't hear you.
What does
It's like
Genshi mean?
What does that mean?
I think it means outsider in Japan.
Probably
You think?
thinks.
What if it's like some fucked up shit?
If it's some fucked up shit, sue me, alright?
Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Don't sue me.
We don't have enough money to be sued.
But if you want to help us get sued, support us on Patreon. On the patreon.com/the
It's only $1.
HUD Gaming. Give us enough money so you know what? Maybe one day you'll look at that and be like, hey, I want to sue these guys. And we have enough fees to snuff you out in a law court.
You're supposed to be a lawyer soon.
Yeah, and I'll snuff you
By
out
soon,
myself.
I mean like, in a decade, but...
I mean, it's not like in a decade. It's actually fairly soon. You blink and it'll pass right by you. Or you'll just snap in time.
Nintendo
Switch? No, you didn't do it right. The Nintendo Switch.
Alright, so then another thing that also came out, I actually just checked this out right before the show, so I don't even have it written down or anything, but we talk about...
Professional.
Whoa. Go ahead and announce the story then. He doesn't even know what we're talking about.
What the fuck are we talking about, bitch? Come on.
Professional. We talk about Black Ops 4 teasers all the time. So if you're on PlayStation, they updated the trophy list so you can actually see the name of the new map, which is Tag der Untoten, which it translates in German to Day of the Dead. And the first map ever to come out is Nacht der Untoten, which is Night of the Dead. So Day of the Dead is also a 1985 film by George Romero, which if you play Black Ops 1 and Call of the Dead, you'll remember George Romero was like a villain kind of character on the map. So it's an ode to him, but he probably won't be in the game. Rest in peace, because he's also dead.
Oh shit, he died?
Yeah.
Was he alive when the first one came out? When Call of the Dead came out?
Yeah, he was.
So he died recently?
I mean, he died in the 2010s. I honestly don't really remember when, but he's not alive anymore, so I don't know if he'll be in the map, but they released a trophy for them, and you can look through them. They look kind of cool. There's one trophy that it's called Secret, and the description for the trophy just says, will unlock when you find the secret.
You just gotta whisper me a secret.
I know, but that's kind of cool. Because the whole thing with zombies, it's all Easter eggs. So, like, them being completely nondescript about it, it could be some completely random thing, which actually pisses me off.
He's gonna say that right now, and then when he can't figure out that secret, he's gonna talk so much shit about how he hates it.
Of course. When I can't figure it out now,
it's so
like
cool
99%.
because it's so ominous. I don't know anything.
2 to 3 episodes from now, he's gonna be fucking
and I
talking
can just
shit.
experience it, and like I might find it, I might not. It's like real video games.
2-3 episodes from now, he's gonna be like,
please
fuck
tell
this
me when
stupid ass
the
game.
fuck I would ever sound like that.
And then 2-3 months later, he'll be like, fuck Treyarch, fuck this game, I hate
I'm just
Black
like
Ops
sitting
4.
on a dildo while playing Black Ops, you know?
That's how you sound to me sometimes when you talk.
Joel, I'm gonna put that fucking clip of you talking about your stupid ass story. That's literally how you sounded. Like that voice you just made, that's literally how you sounded before the podcast.
You went
No,
to
it's
school
not.
and I had a cold brew coffee.
That's fucking
I
Mark
went to
when he's
get
talking about
coffee with my
fucking zombies.
friends.
Easy day, bro.
Mark is in an abusive relationship with Activision and fucking Call of Duty, especially
That's true.
Treyarch.
Yeah.
Because they beat his ass, they beat him down, and he still comes back. He still bitches and complains, but he still comes back like a broken down wife, and he thinks it's gonna be good. And then when he thinks it's gonna get real fucking good, he gets done with the game because the Easter eggs figured out in like 2 days, and that's like all his fun. He has happiness for about 24 hours because he's awake the first day, but then he's awake the first day for all 24 hours, but then he has to hibernate because he has to fucking catch up on his sleep.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
then he fucking comes out, does the Easter egg in the morning, first try, because he's a fucking try-hard and he has no life.
All my relationships crumbled during this week, too.
Everyone's
trying to hang out with me, and I'm just like, I'm doing the Easter egg. Sorry, I can't talk.
I'm not getting any texts. I'm not being asked when we were doing the show. Mark doesn't give a fuck about the show when this shit's dropped. And then, this is all on the Tuesday when this is dropped. And then by
This one's
Thursday,
dropping on Monday.
This is dropping on Monday?
Which people think there might be a surprise, because normally they do drop them on Tuesdays.
Okay, so then that means he's dropping on Tuesdays. This is Wednesday. So then Thursday, he's going to do it. He's going to beat it. And then he's going to fucking bitch to you Thursday night next week. Is it next week?
It comes out the 23rd.
So in like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
when we do a show, he's going to come in and just bitch a storm about this. And talk about how it's the worst.
Probably, but until
Zombies
then...
match.
Predictions. Already a
Until
prediction.
then, remaining positive.
But he's going to he's going to enjoy it. He's going to love it, but then he's going to act like he hates him.
Until then.
I'm gonna bet on Joey. Joey
The
with the
He likes
silver
fingers in the
trophy
mouth.
for the map, which is to complete the Easter egg. The description just says Ascend from Darkness. And the trophy name is Salvation Lies Above, which, for diehard fans of the series, will remember...
And Mark is diehard.
Nacht der Untoten.
Like fucking Bruce Willis.
Those are just the words on the wall. So it's supposed to like bring it full circle. And also, if you did the Origins Easter egg, the Origin steps of the Easter egg line up with the steps from the campaign mission for Kuda, which was really cool that they did. So people are starting to think that maybe these steps are going to have to do with like all of the maps going up to this to kind of close it out because it's supposed to be the last map. So people are getting really excited about it.
You think it's going to be like Endgame? And never mind.
Well, yeah.
I don't want to spoil, but you know what I'm talking about.
It's just not Call of the Dead, but yeah, exactly.
That kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The only things that you can get out of the trophy is that there's a trophy to kill dogs with snowballs. So snowballs is going to be a weapon somehow. There's zip lines in the map, which there were in the original one, but it says that there's like a bunch of them. And to open all the paths without turning power on. If you have Call of Duty, though, you can just look at the trophies yourself. I do think it looks cool. I'm excited for it. It's not like there's an actual gameplay trailer or anything out for it, but they've been releasing teasers for it almost every day, and it'll be coming out soon.
Yeah, but they haven't released like an actual video, right?
They haven't released a video of the gameplay, but they've released multiple video teasers of like different parts of the map, but like minor. So like literally a fireplace or like a waterfall. Yeah, like pretty much, but it'll show... You'll hear voices of characters you've never heard. Like, there's one that's a Russian character who's clearly Nolan North, but you don't know which character that is in the story. Because it's not Yuri, because it doesn't sound like Yuri. Yuri is the 5 Pentagon thief, if you remember.
Yeah.
It's not... there's a guy in Horizon Track who's like a Mexican character, but it's not him, because it's clearly a Russian accent. But anyway, it looks interesting. There's things that you can kind of get from that. It's definitely going to be some kind of Call of the Dead map. I don't know if it's just going to be Call of the Dead or if like the Frozen Forest is going to be a part of it too.
Some endgame type shit.
Yeah, but that'll be coming out soon, and I am getting excited for it. Even if I'm let down, like Alpha Omega to me is like a 6 out of 10, but I thought it was fun.
It was fun. When it came out, it was fun. Short and sweet.
Exactly.
It didn't overextend its like welcome. It wasn't super simple. It wasn't super hard.
Yeah.
It was a nice like in between.
So, I mean, if this comes out and does the same kind of thing and I can use it to, like, finish leveling out my guns and grinding out that platinum, I'll be happy.
But me and Justin don't give a fuck about this, right, Justin? Because we got fucking Modern Warfare coming. We fucking pre-ordered that shit today.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I pre-ordered on that beta tonight before we play some fucking BL3. So fuck Black Ops 4, fuck Treyarch, Infinity War all day.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but I'm just gonna play that game.
I'm just kidding. I love Treyarch. I love zombies.
Black Ops 4 is already deleted off my system.
You deleted it?
Black Ops 4?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta like at least keep...
I'm dedicated.
That's dedicated.
Are you gonna delete it?
I'm about to delete it right now. I'm excited that he did that. He said that it gave me like confidence in myself to do it.
Go ahead and delete it. I'm gonna leave it on because when the zombies map comes, I have to have it on there.
I know you will because you're like we said, you're abused.
I'm abused.
You're broken.
It's okay, Mark. You can come here and you can let us know how you feel.
You can let us know how you feel on the mics.
It's toxic, but it's okay.
It's okay.
But yeah, so the beta will be coming out. For those of you who have pre-ordered,
the Modern Warfare already
beta.
Out.
The Call of Duty Modern Warfare beta is already out. It'll be running from the 12th to the 16th, but if you have not pre-ordered the game and you just want to take part in the open beta, this is again for PS4 only because this is part of the first run. It'll be the 14th through the 16th.
Shout out Xbox.
So me personally, I'm not going to pre-order it yet. Obviously, I'm going to buy the game day one, no doubt. I'll have it. But for now, I'm not going to pre-order it just because I'm going to be playing Borderlands 3 probably all night today, tomorrow, and then as soon as Modern Warfare is out, I'll play it the open beta.
Yeah. That's why I pre-ordered it because I don't think I might play Borderlands that much.
Yeah. I figured that. I got that. So yeah, you guys can hardline that. Everyone that's listening,
I'm ready to play some Team Deathmatch.
There'll be a bunch of other stuff in there too.
Yeah, it's on the open beta, boy.
Shit. You're gonna be playing all night long, all night, all night, all night long. What you know about Lionel?
I didn't tell you to stop.
I don't know the rest of the words.
What you know about Lionel?
What you know about Lionel?
Who's Lionel?
Shit. You don't know who Lionel is?
No.
Lionel Richie?
No.
Damn, you never had sex before.
Damn.
Or we had it too many times.
If you'd like to support the show, you can head over to our Patreon. We'll have it either in the link down below, or you can go to Patreon/TheHUD Gaming. You can check out the tiers that are available there. Or just if you just enjoy the show, any donation is appreciated. Subscribing and following also really helps us out on any platform that you could be listening to it on. Before we end the show, we've got to give a big thank you to our Patreon supporters, Matt Acevedo, Lacey Perez, George, and Joan Acevedo. Thank you so much for pledging to our Patreon and supporting us. To everyone else listening, these episodes usually premiere on Fridays, and we really appreciate you listening. We hope you have a great weekend playing Borderlands 3, the Modern Warfare beta, and also enjoying all the TGS news that comes out after this episode is out. Thank you again, and we'll see you next week.
Peace, and don't forget to party all night long, all night.